My boss mocked me for being the janitor's kid, so I handed him the keys to his office. I grew up in a small blue-collar town, the kind where everyone knows your last name and what your parents do. My dad, Sam, was the janitor at the high school I went to. The kind of guy who never called in sick, always smelled faintly of lemon cleaner, and could fix anything with duct tape and a screwdriver. He'd pick me up after school in that same old rusted truck, hands rough, grinning like the world couldn't touch him. But people did. Kids used to joke about him, about me being the custodian's kid. I'd hear them whisper, "His dad vacuums our classrooms." I laughed it off, but it stung. Dad never heard it, or acted like he didn't. One night, I asked him if it bothered him. He said, "Son, as long as my hands aren't taking, I don't care what they're doing." That stuck with me. After college, I got a job in the corporate headquarters of a local manufacturing company. Entry level, but solid. Dad was so proud he could have burst. Told every teacher and neighbor within a 20-mile radius that his boy was office people now. And honestly, at first, it felt good, until my boss, Gary, started picking at me. He was loud, smug, one of those guys who climbed the ladder by stepping on others. He found out I was the janitor's kid from someone in HR. After that, he never called me Mark anymore. It was always, "Hey, custodian junior," or "Is your dad taking job applications?" He'd say it with that fake laugh tone that made your stomach twist. Once, in a meeting, he joked, "Mark, you'd probably know this. What's the fastest way to unclog a toilet?" Everyone laughed. I smiled, because the only thing worse than humiliation is silence. But that night, sitting in my car staring at the steering wheel, I promised myself one thing. One day, I'd never have to smile in that room again. I started taking classes online, business administration, then management, then a certification in process improvement. While Gary left early for golf, I stayed late learning the systems he barely understood. My dad would drop off coffee sometimes, not asking, just smiling that quiet, proud smile. 2 years later, the company announced a massive restructuring. They were auditing every department. Cost cuts, layoffs, reorganizations. Everyone was anxious, except me. The executive team brought in an external operations consultant to evaluate management performance. I didn't know until the second interview that the parent consulting firm was hiring internally, and fast. I applied with the same polite confidence my dad taught me, the kind that doesn't demand, just delivers. A month later, I got the job. Operations consultant. Salary tripled overnight. A few weeks after onboarding, I got my first assignment. You can guess where. Our company headquarters. Specifically, Gary's department. The look on his face when I walked in wearing the consultant badge. Priceless. He tried to play it cool. Well, if it isn't custodian junior, moving up in the world, I smiled. Just helping out upper management with evaluations. The audit took 3 weeks. I watched, quietly, as Gary stumbled through reports, mismanaged records, blamed subordinates. The higher-ups already suspected him. I just connected the dots. When the results came in, the executive summary had one clear recommendation. Replace mid-level manager with experienced internal candidate to improve efficiency. A month later, I was sitting in his office. My office. Same desk, different nameplate. Gary stopped by to collect his things, trying to act casual. I stood up, shook his hand, and said, "If you need help finding something, I can call janitorial. They're good people." He didn't laugh. That evening, I drove to my dad's house. He was fixing the lawnmower, of course. "Got promoted today," I said. He grinned. "So you're the manager now?" "Yeah, I'm his manager, actually." He took a slow sip of his iced tea, smile widening. "Guess it pays to know how to clean up, huh?" We both laughed until it hurt. The moral? Never be ashamed of where you come from, especially if it taught you how to work harder than the people trying to keep you small. My dad taught me that success isn't about fancy titles or clean hands. It's about leaving every place better than you found it, even if you start with a mop.